All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the fair. And
we're
welcome
back.
Yeesh.
And we're back, everybody.
We're
Welcome
back,
to the fair.
everybody. But 92.1 The Wolf. My name is Skip Clark, and that's Marissa. And of
Howdy.
course, Marissa's on all day, and I'm on all afternoon. And one of the things that I got to say that makes our station what it is playing artists like this guy right here. I want y'all to give it up for Ernest.
Woo!
What up? What up? What up?
That's right. We got a crowd, unlike the last time we went live where it was just crickets, right? It was just you and I like, I need a wine slushie.
I did. Everybody just kept walking. Nobody stopped. This guy shows up. It's like, ball cap, beard.
Clearly, obviously, it's somebody more important.
Here for a good time. It sounds like a song, dude. Let me tell you, and I'm sure you're familiar with that. There's a lot going on. For those of you that don't know, Ernest is one of the most sought-after songwriters in Nashville right now. He's been writing a lot of music. He's done so much with Morgan Wallen. And by the way, we've been watching the podcast and listening to the podcast. It's been a little bit now since you've actually done one of those.
It has been. Life got really busy. It was easy to do a podcast during the pandemic. And then life picked up, and I've been on the road all year. So doing a podcast is kind of fallen to, and being a dad,
that's right.
My priority list has podcast at like number 6 or 7 down there. Yeah,
I'm sure it's a lot lower than that. Let's be serious.
Yeah, I guess it is. I was being generous.
Exactly. So what's it? You've been writing forever. Morgan Wallen and hit after hit after hit. How many number ones do you have now? I should tell you, but I want you to tell me.
I think it's 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least 7. At least 7 number one songs. All right, how about that?
You can definitely make some noise for that. What did it feel like the first time, and did it feel any different by the 7th?
No, it's definitely like the same amount of excitement every time. I guess the very first time, it's like you really can't believe a song's even getting in the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, still to this day, each one is such a blessing because there are so many songs going to radio.
Mm-hmm.
So for a song to compete, past the top 20 or whatever is incredible. So for it to go all the way to the top is even more incredible.
So you get the number one song as a songwriter, but what's it like to be an artist now? You've made that transition. You're still doing both. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I mean, I love it. I've always loved playing, performing in front of people and stuff. That's all. As long as I can remember, I've made people listen to me play a guitar. So
you made people.
Yeah, I would be in the hallways with a guitar, just making up songs about classmen as they walk by.
Do you remember any of those songs?
No chance.
No, because you were drunk.
I hardly remember half the songs I wrote.
Let's talk about Flower Shops a little bit. Big hit. Definitely with Morgan Wallen. And tell us a little bit about your writing process for that. And how did you get Morgan involved?
Yeah, so that one was a funny one. We wrote that with Ben Burgess and Mark Holman. And I picked Ben Burgess up to write that day. We were driving out to Mark Holman's. And we were listening to George Jones' Essential playlist on Apple Music. And it was on shuffle. And Good Year for the Roses came on shuffle.
Yeah.
George Jones. And we had heard that song before, but I guess it just hit us a little different on that drive. And he was like, man, we need to write a song that has a title like Good Day for Flower Shops or something. And we immediately just started riffing back and forth in the truck about this guy who's just down bad and out of apologies. And I could relate immediately. So yeah, we kind of like wrote maybe 75% of the song before we ever picked up a guitar. And then we got to Mark's that day, picked it up, melody started falling. And then before long we had Flower Shops.
And before long it was at the top of the charts.
Yeah. And it took off. And so I sent that song to Morgan when we had the demo. We just share music with each other, and I sent him that song, and he fell in love with it, as did I. And we were doing an event one night. We were just doing like barstool guitar.
Yeah.
And I played Flower Shops, and he sang the second verse. And we were like, "Damn, we ought to do this."
That's it.
So we did it. There you go.
And it worked nicely.
Yes, ma'am, it did.
Very smooth. Very smooth.
Thank you.
So with this whole relationship with Morgan, that's all. You guys are like best friends, or no?
Pretty good friends, yes,
Pretty good.
yes,
Okay.
yes, like a brother. We happened to play high school baseball against each other our junior and senior year, and
Heard that episode of the podcast.
Yeah, right.
We were just talking about that.
yeah. So we had that in common before music, which I think is, if music got wiped off the face of the earth today, it'd still be a good friend of mine.
Were you friends then, or did you guys like become friends and then realize?
We were rivals.
Right, that's what I thought.
No,
but
I just
wanted to confirm that.
the only memory I have of those times were him being introduced as Morgan Whalen, because I was on the mound and I remember a kid named Morgan Whalen,
Right.
and
Now,
we
up
meet
to
years
bat,
later, I was like,
Morgan
it's Wallen. Yeah.
Whalen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many songs have you written for Morgan that's on the album, the double album?
There's 11 on the Dangerous
11
album. Yes,
on
sir.
the Dangerous album. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I've just gone.
That album, I think, just passed.
It's breaking records. Yeah.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
longest,
yeah.
Billboard 200,
longest top
like,
10
yeah.
something like that. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't keep count, but
It was the
Something's happening.
non-consecutive
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
It is. It's amazing to see albums do that kind of thing, especially during the last couple years where it's been so weird.
Yeah,
And consuming music, especially.
yeah, but I do think people are consuming music at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
So
Rapidly.
put out a bunch of songs like that makes sense.
Tell us about Sam Hunt.
I love Sam Hunt.
So you had, I got to look at my notes here. All right. Breaking Up was easy in the 90s.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a little writers retreat Sam put together out in Franklin. We stayed at a cabin and made music for like 3 days straight. We got up and went to Puckett's for breakfast, Country Boy Market out there in Leapers Fork, got us some breakfast, came back and we wrote a bunch of songs. And Breaking Up was easy in the 90s was an idea Sam had in his little notebook. He's old school. He likes to write.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah. And so he sat down and had that idea and maybe like a little bit of melody and some of that chorus. And Josh Osborne and us, we just sat down and took after it. Sam's baby. We were just there to help it. Yeah.
Love it. That big stage over there, Chevy Court, is all yours at 6:00 tonight. Are you going to be doing some of the Morgan songs, or can you give us a little idea what's going to be happening over there?
Yeah, I'll play a bunch of songs off the Flower Shops album. I'll play a couple off Locals Only album, and some songs I wrote for some other artists as well, for sure. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Can we ask you, you're sober now, right?
I am. Well, California sober. Yeah.
But I think I heard that on the podcast. I think Marissa and I were talking
like the
about
last
that.
one you did, it was like you were like kickstarted your New Year's resolution early. You were like 22 days sober at that point.
Yes. Yeah. And I will say being California sober helps a lot. I still get to relax a little bit, but I got off the juice for a little bit. I tell you, I was on enough juice for a streak there to be able to write country songs about it for a career while. So
Well, that's
all right.
that's a lot more.
My drinking songs ain't lying. I know that.
Been there, done that, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
Yeah. Awesome. If you could change one thing about your career, what would that be? What do you think? If you could change anything that's going on, or do you think everything is just good the way it is?
You know, if you had asked me that a couple years ago, I would have wished things had started earlier. But because they didn't, I was able to really develop my craft and my pen and find my voice as an artist. So I think the timing is pretty perfect. And I'm just gonna keep the pedal down and keep going. And I'm thankful for every step it's taken to get here, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you ever been to this part of the Northeast before? Have you been in Syracuse?
I was in Syracuse when I was opening for Mike Stud rapping.
I was gonna bring up the rapping. I didn't know if Skip.
No,
wanted me
well,
to
you
bring up
asked
the
if the
rapping.
last time I was
I
in
want to hear
Syracuse
about this.
Yeah, it was
I
like almost 4 years ago, and I was in between. I didn't have a record deal, and I was still writing raps as much as I was country. And Mike and me are friends, and he was like, "Let's go on tour." So we went on tour, and I was in Syracuse. I had food poisoning last time I was here.
Well, that's good
Okay,
to
we're
know.
gonna make sure that doesn't
Here we
happen
are.
this time.
This is already
100,000
way better. This is
No,
already way better.
People at the New York State Fair, and you're talking about food poisoning.
Yeah, it's already way better. It's good. It was freezing cold. It was like maybe negative something.
That makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, that's
actually.
you're in the right area.
Yeah.
We're all used to that, though. But we look forward to times like this with the fair and having great artists like you here. And
Thank y'all.
can you give us a little sample of that rap?
The rap.
I mean,
Let's see.
well, yeah, I'm excited for this.
I probably shouldn't.
Okay, never mind. You don't have to.
How did you transition?
You
Like,
could
how
have
did you-
asked me in a few minutes, is there anything I regret or would have changed? I'd be like, doing that rap on
Doing that
92.1.
rap live on YouTube.
Yeah, I know
Oh.
exactly.
How did you transition from doing then opening up as a rapper to now being here, Ernest country star?
I think it was an easy transit. It's performing, and I grew up on all different types of music. So writing raps comes just as natural as writing the saddest country song. and performing's performing. So if the energy's right, we're gonna go just fine. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'm assuming maybe the country feels a little bit more at home. Like which
Definitely. Country music feels like home for sure.
Yeah.
I love singing more than I like rapping.
Mhm.
But writing raps has definitely helped enhance my pen as a
Right,
country
right.
songwriter as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
The family. So you say now you got a little one,
Yes, sir.
and how's all that going?
It's great. He's at a really fun age right now. He's terrorizing things and pulling drawers out, and
Oh, that's perfect.
yes,
That's
but like we can have a FaceTime interaction now. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. How old is he?
16 months.
Jeez. Terrible twos, everybody. You
Yeah, I
what they
know,
say.
I
Getting
know, I know.
close,
Maybe
yeah.
a little bit early.
Getting
Did they
there.
ever travel with you?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Throw them on the bus and say, "Let's go."
Yep. Yeah, I don't force them to do that too often, but every now and then I get them out there.
It's awesome. Well, Ernest, we're so happy to have you here at the Great New York State
Thank you.
Fair.
Thank you.
That big stage is going to be all yours at 6. Marissa and I will be over to introduce you to the crowd.
Thank you.
Just so happy, like I said, to have you here and what you've done.
I
for
like the
country.
Sounds jersey. I'm just noticing that. Look
yeah.
at there.
Well, you can't have it. 'cause
Okay,
it's
it's, probably wouldn't fit in it, honestly.
No.
I think
Well,
it's
dude,
missing
I
a
don't
button
know.
anyway. It's fine.
Might be a little big on you. It just fits me. So
Cut out alcohol.
yeah, he's telling me to cut out alcohol.
Yeah, we're over here like wine slushies though. It's a thing.
Have you had one of these wine slushies before?
I think I've probably had a version of a wine
All right,
slushy
yeah,
before.
so you're not though. Okay, never mind.
John Daly taught me that the true John Daly is red wine and Diet Coke on ice.
Oh,
That doesn't.
Yeah.
And don't
Is
knock
it-
it till you try it.
is
Is
it-
all I'm saying.
I was about to say that doesn't
It's
sound
a
good, but
spritzer. No, red
No.
wine on ice and top it off with some Diet Coke, and that is the real John Daly
okay.
wow. All right. Learn
All right.
something new every day.
from the horse's mouth.
There you go. Ernest, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
We all hang out for that show coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. And again, thank you, Ernest, for stopping by. And got a lot of fans here. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and when you think about it, people like Morgan Wallen wouldn't have those songs if it wasn't for this guy sitting right here.
Yeah. So you think about that.
Yeah.
You think about
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Exactly. Ernest, one more time.